Hey guys, yo, what's up? In this video I will show you how you can create this YouTube description effect in Adobe After Effects without any plugins or presets. Let's get right into After Effects. Okay, so as you can see, we're right here in After Effects, and the only thing I have in my composition right now is a footage, and on that footage I want to apply the effect on now. So the first thing we will have to do is click right click, new, and create a null object. Now link our footage to the null object, and if we now adjust the scale, we can see that we can zoom out and in. Now turn the zoom down to around 68 and then go up and create a new text. Now it's time to create us all the text effects, the YouTube stuff, you know, the title and the description. So we will click left click to create a new text, and we will choose a title. For this video it will be how to make After Effects animations. And now what we want to do is we want to drag the title so it lines up with our video right here, so on the left side. Then the next thing we have to do is adjust the properties from our text. For the font I like to use SF Compact, and then for the boldness I will choose something like regular. And then as we can see, it kind of displays, so I will just readjust it. Already looks good, nice. Now also make sure to connect the text to our null layer by clicking on the whip tool and then dragging it onto the null one. Now as we can see, we can move both at the same time, and we can also zoom in. So now I will move this up by a bit to adjust the rest. Now the next thing we want to add is the profile picture and the description. Now I already have this profile picture imported. If you don't have it, simply right click on the profile picture on YouTube and click Save Image As. Then go ahead, drag it onto your layers just above everything. And now as we can see, it's right here, and we can simply click on it and drag it down all the way until we're at the right spot. So for me, it's this one right here. The next thing we need to do is to create a mask around it, so it's not like that, but in a circle. So click on it, come up to the mask tool right here, and then hold left click and then select ellipse. Then hold down shift, go to the upper left corner and drag it all the way down till you're happy with the results. Now we can again readjust the position until it's positioned well, and the profile picture is also ready. Now also make sure to link this to your null layer, and we can move on to the name of the guy. So grab the text tool again. He's called Jack. That's the name of his channel. So I also make sure to just adjust everything. So for example, I will turn down the font, and I will also decrease the size so it fits well. Now we can also add subscriber count if we want to. I will do that real quick. Simply edit the text right here, and beneath just type the subscribers you want. So for example, let's say he has 34.1k subscribers. Now this looks really ugly at the moment, so let me show you how you can change that. Simply hit Command A or Control A, depending on if you're on Windows or Mac. Then right here, click Align Left. And now as we can see, the subscriber count goes way further than the name, and that already looks way better. Make sure to readjust it. What I would also suggest you do is to turn down the thickness of the subscriber count to either thin or ultra light. I will do thin, and then I will also turn down the size a bit to around 30. And now I think that already looks great. We now have the channel information, and the next thing we have to do is to add the like count and the share count. Now I already screenshotted it from YouTube, so I can simply drag it on here. Just go on YouTube and screenshot this part right here. Then I will drag it down until it's at the right position. I will also adjust the scale and then make sure it's positioned well, so on the right side of the video. If you're not sure if you're lined up correctly, you can come up to View and click on Show Rulers, and then you can drag a ruler or a guide right here, and then it will snap to it. And as we can see, we have this good looking composition right here. I think it's already looking a lot like YouTube. Now the next thing we have to do is to create the description. So let's come down here. Also make sure to connect everything to the null layer so we can move it easily, and also make sure to drag the null layer above everything. It's not important, but for organization purposes, it's way easier. Then we can simply drag it down, and now we can create the description. I like to add another color for the description, so I will again come up to the shape tool, hit left click and click on rectangle tool. Then you have to go up to fill color and choose a dark gray. So I will do something like that for the description. Then make sure to set the stroke down to 0. And now simply use another guide if you want to have it precise. And then just drag it all the way from the left to all the way to the right. Now go back into the shape layer and make sure to turn up the roundness a bit, like so. And then we have this description. And now what we have to do is to add the text and adjust the position. So as we can see, I think it's way too close to this subscriber count right here. So I will simply scroll down a bit. So go to position and turn up the Y value. I think like this is really good. Now go ahead, go up here, create another text effect and hit left click. Now type the description for the video. For me, it is simply apply to work with me here. And then I will simply paste a Calendly link, calendly.com/Jack. And now we can again adjust the position. So increase or decrease the X value at the layer transform settings right here. Yeah, just do that until you're happy with it. Then we can either add more things to our description. So we can go into the text and just go down and maybe add our Instagram. And now we have a good looking description for now. Now what I also like to do is to change the color of the links. So I will simply highlight the link, go on the right side and change the full color for it. So it's always something like a blue type. So I will just choose this one right here, or maybe a bit lighter. Yeah, like this one. And then we have a good looking link. Now we can also change that for the Instagram link. So simply highlight that, go to the fill color and copy the hex code right here and then hit OK. Highlight the Instagram text and also paste in the hex code for this. So we have this description right here. And now the only thing that's really left to do is to animate everything and maybe to add some effects onto each layer so it looks way better. So close out everything on the left right here. Make sure to again connect everything to the null layer and drag the null layer to the top. Then we can start either animating if we already want to, or we can make this stuff look way better by adding glows and drop shadows. Let's start with the title. So come over right here, click on effects and presets and search for drop shadow and then drag it onto the text. So let's drag it on here. Come up to the top left and right here we can adjust all the settings for the effect. So I will choose the color the same as our text color, so white. Then I will decrease the distance and increase the softness until it gives a nice glowy effect. This one should be good, maybe increase the opacity a bit, just play around with the effects right here. Then I can go ahead and simply copy the drop shadow for the name of the YouTube channel and also for the description. I'll simply paste it in here and now everything looks more glowy. I will also add it onto this image right here so we have a glow all around. And now as we can see, that just looks a bit better now. And yeah, wait, let me actually remove that one for the description since it kind of gets in the way with that one. If you have deep glow, you can simply apply deep glow onto everything and it will look really good. But as I said, I won't use any plugins or presets for this tutorial. So let's continue with the actual animation. Now in the next step, we will have to animate all of that. So everything we just created. So go to frame 0 and start by going into the null layers transform settings. So click on this, expand it, and then open up transform right here. And now if we drag it around, we can see that we can move everything. First, make sure to turn up the scale to 100 again and to set the position to 540 so he's centered again. So we have this video right here. It's playing and you can't see the YouTube animation yet. And now what we want to do, we want to come down to the null layer and then hit the stopwatch next to scale and position to create 2 keyframes right here. Then we want to go forward around 2 to 3 seconds, let's say 2 seconds, and we want to create another keyframe by clicking on this right here. In this frame we want to now see our YouTube stuff, so we will simply decrease the size, and if you did everything right, it should pop up, so we will just decrease it to around 65, and then we will also adjust the position so we see this right here. And now what we want to do is we want to adjust the keyframe easing, since right now it looks really boring and it just zooms out, but we want to get like this nice and smooth zoom out effect. So highlight both of these, press F9 on your keyboard and then go to the graph editor. In here you now want to adjust the keyframes as following. Go right here, drag this one into around here, and also this one to around here. Just play around with that a bit until you're happy, but those are some good base settings I like to use. And now, as we can see, we get this nice zoom effect, and the only thing that's pretty much left to do is to zoom onto the description. So we will go forward again to our keyframe, go 5 frames ahead, so press the right arrow 5 times and then create keyframes again. Then go to around 3 seconds and make sure to create another keyframe right here for scale and position. Then you want to increase the position Y value until you can see your description, and if you want you can also increase the scale so it zooms in on the description. So let's do it like this. And now let's test it. Okay, so as we can see the keyframes are still really bad, so we will go back into our graph editor, hit F9, and now again adjust it like you did before, so roughly like that. And now let's take a look how it zooms in there. Okay, so I think it's still really fast, so I will simply drag those keyframes apart so it goes slower. And yeah, I think that looks really good. And now the last thing we have to do is to animate back into our video. So go to the last keyframe, again go 5 keyframes ahead, and then simply create new keyframes. And now let's go 1 second ahead, roughly, let's do 130, and change the scale value back to 100 and the position value back to 540. And now again, make sure to adjust the keyframes by highlighting them, pressing F9, and again dragging everything into place. You can also make this one right here really long, the keyframe, the last one, and it will look way smoother and just way more dragged, but don't worry if you don't do it. Now let's take a look at our animation we just created. It zooms out, focus on the description, and then goes back right into the video. And that's already it for the tutorial. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. The project files are all linked in the description if you want to copy them. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.